In tonight's Eye on America, the Treatment Advocacy Center says that people with untreated mental illness are 16 times more at risk of being killed during a police encounter. CBS's Jeff Pegues reports that nationwide police reforms are changing how departments handle mental health emergencies.
In Aurora, Colorado, this response team is racing to an emergency call. We rode along with mental health counselor Tandis Ashami.
A student had made some suicidal threats yesterday and did not make it to school today.
A school counselor called 911 concerned about an absent student's well-being.
911, what's the address?
Across the country, 911 centers are inundated with similar calls. One study says that up to 10% of 911 calls nationwide potentially involve mental health issues.
The next available officer will respond out to your location.
In Washington, D.C., where mental health professionals also respond to some situations, several dozen calls a day fit that category. In the past, police officers have been dispatched to those calls. Some have ended in tragedy. Aurora's police chief Vanessa Wilson says police with weapons aren't always the answer.
A lot of times it's not appropriate for officers to have to go to these calls and, to possibly escalate the situation when it doesn't need to be so.
Aurora has two response teams. One team pairs a police officer with a mental health professional. This team does not. They only take calls where there is no apparent danger. Courtney Tassin is the team's program manager. The fact that you're not armed, the fact that you're not wearing a uniform, do you think that helps in some of these situations?
I think so. So we always focus on what's least restrictive. How do we keep from further traumatizing this person who's already in a very vulnerable state?
Tassin says there were more than 800 mental health-related calls for help during a 4-month period here.
We have calls for people that are in mental health crisis every day.
Sergeant Aaron Bunch is a 16-year veteran of the Aurora Police.
Police officers are trained to do a lot of things. What they don't have are master's degrees in social work.
The day we rode along to the potentially suicidal student, the team waved off a police response.
We received a call from your school today. I just wanted to touch base.
From a nearby parking lot, they reached the student.
I spoke with mom and spoke with kiddo, and we don't have any concerns for safety at this time.
Resolved without a siren or a gun in sight. For Eye on America, Jeff Pegues, CBS News, Aurora, Colorado.